a sunny day anyway. So why should we complain? It was a sunny day anyway. So why should we complain?
Hey everybody, welcome to the Thunder and Lightning podcast, episode 2.
Yeah.
This one's gonna be a little short. I mean, it was short last time too, but we want to make these an hour. This one's gonna be a little short. It's if you watched Earthbound, it's the same day as the snow ban that's happening. So Chris has got to be out of here a little earlier than usual.
Sorry, guys.
No, that's fine. I mean, maybe it's not fine, but yeah, no guests today. Also, we're definitely gonna have guests.
We have friends, we
soon.
promise.
We're not making all the names we've been saying. Ben, Ryan, Kelsey, Emery, they're all real, we promise. So this week, and I wanna give you permission to be as honest as you want. This week we played Devil May Cry.
Is that it? Handing it off to me, or did you?
I mean, here's the thing. If I may defend Devil May Cry.
Oh yeah, no, and don't get me wrong. I think we're gonna say the same thing. I think whatever is about to come out of your mouth is what I was gonna say.
It's just Devil May Cry is good and it's fun. I don't remember it being that hard. I remember the spider. I was like, when we said we were gonna do Devil May Cry, I was like, God, I hope I don't struggle with that spider. I did struggle with the spider, but we made it through.
We did.
That was probably the best part of the whole Let's Play for me playing, but I didn't remember, like, just around every corner it was like something hard that we had to overcome.
I mean, there were two major turnoffs for me with that game, and I think one of them would have stopped me as a kid too, and that's the camera angles. I really, really, really hated those camera angles.
Yeah.
I hated that you couldn't you had zero control over it, and they were just awful. They were in the worst spots.
Yeah.
They wouldn't follow you. It was
especially in the spider fight.
Yeah.
The lava pillars are so easy to avoid. I got hit by a bunch of them just because of the cameras.
Yeah.
Is that sorry. Is that okay what you're doing with the
Oh yeah, I'll do whatever I want with this microphone. Yeah, no. I mean, as long as I don't do what I just did,
okay,
we shouldn't have issues.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I'm gonna get a little crazy because my back's hurting.
Okay.
Remember
last
just for
time,
a minute.
Remember when Matt did that? It messed up.
I know, but I'm not Matt.
Okay. Okay, you are okay.
I'm laying down now with microphone in hand. Oh yeah. What I was gonna say was we're quite clearly when the PS2 is out, we're past the point of there needing to be bad camera. That was a choice, like you and I both said.
No, that's the thing. The two complaints about that game: the camera was an aesthetic choice, and the shitty saving was also a choice that they didn't have to make.
It just made the game more miserable.
Yeah, I did have fun though.
I mean, maybe it was because I wasn't playing, but I struggled a bit. But you know, I think we made the best of it.
Yeah, that's definitely one. Like this is why I structured the show like this. Like if people don't want us to keep playing, or if we don't want to keep playing,
yeah, it's gone.
You know. But if I say with that game, I say we give it another week, and if it's more of the same stuff, we call it a day.
Okay.
I mean,
I'd
we'll
like to see if people want to see it. Let's put it this way. Lightning don't want to play it anymore. But if people really want us to, and if you really want to,
yeah, we're not making that decision.
I guess I'll give it another week.
We're not making that decision for a little while, so we'll reassess and talk about that more. Pretty solid, straightforward episode of Earthbound.
Yeah,
we beat
on the
boss.
other hand, I'm absolutely loving that game.
Yeah, I love that game.
It's a lot of fun.
I hope you like it enough to be willing to play the sequel.
Yeah,
because I love the sequel. You know the other kid from Smash Brothers, Lucas, the blonde-haired one. He's from Mother 3.
Yeah, I can tell you confidently right now that yeah, absolutely, that'd be a lot of fun. I'm gonna sit back up.
Okay,
I'm moving. I'm on the move. It's been a long day. For those of you who might not know or who care what I do, not that I think anybody cares what I do, but I come straight from band practice to here, so
Mm.
I have a pretty big day when it
Yeah.
comes to all this.
For Chris, for me, it's wake up, record. But for Chris, it's basically wake up, practice, lunch, and then record for the whole day.
Yeah.
So,
But I really enjoy doing this. No school tomorrow. Just got that text. That's fun.
At
Yeah.
oh, well, maybe I'll bleep that part.
Oh, where we go to school?
yeah, yeah. Well, that's cool. I don't go anyways, but that's cool. Not that I'm a delinquent. I just don't have school on Mondays. I don't have class on Mondays.
Hey, I just want to say, just because you don't go to school doesn't make you a delinquent.
Thank
But
you.
if you do go to school and you had school on that day and you don't go, then you're a delinquent. Stay in school if you're in
That's
school.
what I meant. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant people. Okay. I should have figured
No,
you
I
were
meant
a better
it sounded.
person than that.
No, the way I said it,
Yeah.
it sounded like I was like, I don't go to that shit anyways.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I really did. We just I know kind of breaking the fourth wall here. Did
Sure,
we
go
decide
for
what
it.
Sunday's game is gonna be? We could
Oh.
talk. We could talk about that.
Yeah, it's. Well, we have some time.
Oh,
Yep. School was canceled. We haven't decided yet. It might be Sonic or Tetris. It's still either one of
okay.
those.
You know what? At least the people know that.
Yeah, yeah. But we'll talk about that later. How was your week?
Jazz
did
hands?
anything exciting or interesting or special or different happen in your week?
Wow. No.
Okay.
No. I mean, at band practice today, we figured if those of you who don't know or didn't listen to the last podcast, I'm in a band called Set the Nation. A lot of our friends are in bands. We'll talk about that more
Uh-huh.
over the course of the history of this Let's Play channel.
Yeah.
And we came up with that. We have one music video out currently, and we came up with the concept for our next one.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Which is pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Our first one was very sci-fi based. Not sci-fi, but B horror movie based. This next one's going to be, oh my god. That was aggressive.
Yeah.
Your phone.
School's very canceled.
Yeah, school's super duper canceled tomorrow.
The funny thing about that, when they call you, it's like a bunch of zeros because it's like an automated message. My phone thinks it's a scam. Every time I get a call that school is canceled, it's like, this is a scam. Don't pick up. And I'm like, yeah, you're right.
But yeah, this next one's gonna have some silly nonsense sci-fi stuff involved. Hopefully, if we go in that
Yeah,
direction.
a nice little through line.
Yeah. We like we said, it's the Set the Nation music video universe, cinematic universe.
Yeah, precisely.
But yeah, besides that, I don't know. We're working on the next album, and that's my life. Besides that, I go to that place called school that I don't have to go to tomorrow.
I have one thing to talk about this week
Sure.
about how my week was.
Hey, let us hear it.
It's called the Umbrella Academy
Go for it.
because I fucking fell in love with this show. I was bored and I was like, I'll throw it on. I watched the first episode. I was fascinated. I watched the whole thing in 2 days, and I was explaining this to you the other day. It's the first time in a long time that the credits of the last episode happened, and I was like, no,
Yeah,
because I
yeah.
like had to know what was gonna happen. If you don't mind, I'm going to spoil the whole first episode
I don't care.
because it's so interesting and like
Okay.
it's unfortunate, but also not. It's kind of the best episode of the season, the first one, just because it like throws so much stuff at you. Here's the plot of the Umbrella Chronicles for anyone who's wondering. I am going to spoil the whole episode, so skip ahead like 2-3 minutes. So basically, there was like a mass birth of 42 kids or 43 kids, and it was all the women who gave birth weren't pregnant when the day started.
Oh.
Like they went from not pregnant to giving birth, like immediately. And then this old guy, took it upon himself to go collect as many of those kids as he could, and he got 7 of them. So they all have superpowers. That's what the show's about. how they have superpowers. And so I'll explain that first. So the first one, number 1, he has super strength. As far as I can tell, he's just Superman. He has super strength and he can sort of fly. Number 2 is a girl. She has the ability to, as long as she lies, they come true. So she does this thing where she goes up to someone and she's like, I heard a rumor that you shot your friend in the foot. And then they do it.
Oh.
Number 3 is he throws knives and then he can tell him where to go.
Okay.
He can do that to anything he throws, but he uses knives. Number 4 can talk to dead people. Number 5 can teleport. Number 6 can turn into like a giant octopus thing that they never really show. And number 7 is the most interesting character because she doesn't have powers.
Weird.
She's played by Ellen Page, the woman who played Juno.
Yeah.
And so that's them when they're kids, but that's not what the show is about. The show starts when they're all adults, they're all like 30, and the dad that adopted them dies. That's how the show starts. They find out about the dad dying. They all go back to the house where they grew up to mourn the dad and be together as a family, and some of them hate each other and whatever. And there's a monkey butler,
Good.
and they don't explain why. There's like a little line where he says something like, the guy who died, like, in all meanings of the term, made me who I am today. So it's sort of like, he made me, because monkeys shouldn't talk and stuff. So, like, I really like the show because, like, they all have superpowers, but the show's not about, like, them coming together and using their powers to defeat some evil. They eventually do that, but, like, that's not what the show is about. It's about, like, the family dynamic. And that doesn't sound cool, but it really is the way they do it. Some of them hate Seven because she wrote a book, like, exposing family secrets and stuff like that. Number 1 is, like, a super, like, daddy's boy who's, like, defending his father even though he was a piece of shit. The most interesting part is that number 5 is missing, and that he's been missing for years. And you find out that the reason he was missing is because he teleported into the future. So in the show, a big, like, portal opens up, and you can see an old man coming through. And as he comes through the portal, he turns back into a kid, and it's number 5.
Oh, wow.
And then he's like a 50 or 60-year-old man, but he's back to being a 13-year-old when he traveled back through time. And in the flashbacks and in the real timeline, the mom doesn't age. There's a mom. They keep calling her mom, and she doesn't age, and it's because you find out she's a robot.
Oh, okay.
And then at the end of the episode, you find out that when number 5 teleported himself through time, he teleported himself to the end of the world.
Oh, wow.
And then he reveals at the end of the episode that the end of the world happens in 8 days. And that's what sets up the rest of the show.
That's pretty intense.
Yeah. So basically the rest of the show is number 5, like, I mean, he's not the main character. They're all pretty much the main character. If I had to pick one main character, it'd probably be the Ellen Page character. But it's basically him, like, trying to figure out the mystery of how the world ends and how he can stop it. I really liked it. I don't know if they give Emmys for soundtrack, but the soundtrack in this show is incredible, and I have an announcement to make.
Okay.
I have not revealed this to you yet. For a couple years now, I've been toying around with the idea of making an album, recording and releasing an album, and I've never done anything with it. It's just been an idea, and it's taken a couple different forms. I can say this with complete certainty that I know what it's going to be now. This is not me announcing like a release date, just announcing that I've come to a decision. This album is going to be a cover album of songs from the soundtrack of The Umbrella Academy Season 1.
Really?
Because it's so good. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. It was so good. I might watch it again.
Wow.
And they did something cool. They did what Game of Thrones did, where Umbrella Academy is only 3 books, but it's going to be 8. But Gerard Way, the guy who wrote it, lead singer of My Chemical Romance, he told them how it's going to go so they can keep making the show without him.
Yeah, you told me that. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones didn't quite do that. They just told J.J. Abrams. No, what
George R.R. Martin.
sorry, the other one, George R.R. Martin. That they're just gonna do whatever they want, and he can write his books however he wants.
Oh,
and
really?
They're gonna do whatever
I thought
they want.
he...
No, he
Oh.
didn't. They were straight up like, "Please end your books with the show," and he said, "No." And they said, "Okay, well, we're ending the show. You have fun with that." And he's still writing them, so
Yeah.
who knows how his is gonna end.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, that's...
yeah.
A couple other things happened this week, but that's really all I wanted to talk about because it's completely taken over all my thoughts.
I can tell.
Yeah.
I mean, considering you've been writing a video game tribute for years now, I was that's exciting that you have a
Yeah.
new project on the way.
Yeah. Definitely not, like, I'm still going to do the medley first.
Yeah, medley.
But-
Sorry.
But, yeah. But, yeah, that was my week. Did something else happen? No, I don't think so.
All right.
I made Emery laugh more than I ever have before the other day. I already told you this, but we were playing Drawful.
Want to explain Drawful
I-
for those who don't know it?
I don't.
Okay. All right. Look it
up. In Drawful, you draw pictures and you have to guess what it is. And Kelsey drew a picture, and it was very clear to me what it was. It was a picture of a dude with his arm open, and there was poop coming out of his armpit, and it was like piling up on the floor. And my guess was just the words "more like arm shit," and Emery was out of commission for the next 2 rounds. Like he
Emery had a pretty good week. I painted him
Yeah.
nice mini for D&D.
Oh, it came out great too.
Thank you. And then he got to. I'm pretty sure those happened almost simultaneously.
Yeah, with at least within 20 minutes of each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. Riverdale was Riverdale this week.
Yeah. Let's hope we get that podcast going up soon.
Ooh, don't talk about it just in case
All
it
right.
doesn't happen.
All right.
But
all right.
I just for those of you who watch Riverdale, I won't talk about it too much. I've just come to the realization that because Veronica's not going out with Archie anymore, I don't give a shit about her. She's so boring now. Not that I care so much about Archie. It's just when they were a couple, they were too interesting. Like, they were an interesting couple, and now that they're separate, it's kind of like, I don't know. Betty's still the best character. But Chris doesn't watch that show.
No. Which you know what? We won't talk about it. When it happens, we'll talk about it.
Okay.
What podcast can we talk about at this point?
Well, we already talked about Almost Fancy on the
True.
last one.
I think Cinematic Relief is going to be a real one.
Yeah. I mean, do you want to talk about that?
Sure.
Did we No, I don't think we already did.
I don't know if we got super into detail. Well, you know what? Actually, the reason we didn't get super into detail about it is because on the first episode of that podcast, we'll get super into detail about it.
True. It's just it's going to be a movie podcast.
Yeah, movie and TV.
We're going to watch some, maybe. We're going to talk about some. We're going to have themed weeks.
Yeah.
But it's about a movie. So if you don't move, if you like movies, show up for that
If
one.
you don't movie,
If you don't movie, then don't
listen.
movie. Yeah, that was that. News time.
Okay.
What an amazing week to be a fan of Pokemon. There was a new trailer for Detective Pikachu.
Yep.
There was an announcement of a new game.
Yep.
And there was a new trailer for Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution. So let's do
Yes.
those.
You didn't even get to the most important part.
What?
They new gen.
That's what I just said. The new game.
Oh yeah, okay, I guess.
So let's
That didn't necessarily say new gen,
right.
but yes, you did say
Yeah.
it. You
Well,
did, in
yeah,
fact.
let's talk about them in how important they are. They announced an 8th generation of Pokemon. They gave us way more info than they did last time. Last time they just gave us the words Sun and Moon. But they told us they showed us the starters, their names, the region's name, what the region's based off of. It's going to be on Switch.
Can I stop you there for a second?
Sure.
I was a Pokemon fan as a kid, of the anime.
Of the show, yeah.
I'm a Pokemon fan as an adult because of the card game. I never had a handheld as a kid. I'm sorry to say it, so I was never able to play the games despite that still being a big Pokemon fan. I'm very excited this game is on Switch as it should be, so I can finally play my
Yeah.
first official Pokemon game.
Yeah. So the region is called the Galar region. It's based off the United Kingdom, which is awesome. A lot of UK themed Nintendo products coming out because the new
Yeah.
Fire Emblem is kind of Harry Potter inspired. I think. But it looks great. It looks better than Pokemon's ever looked because it's on the Switch. They don't have any of the. I mean, this is just my opinion, but they don't have any of the stupid bullshit that they put in Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee.
Yeah.
Which is nice. They showed off the starters, and they are the most polarizing starters I've ever seen. Like, my favorite's the fire one.
Mine too. I like them.
I was on Twitter day of, and it was just like back and forth. Like, I saw someone say that the green one was the grass one was super cute, and I saw someone else say that it looked unoriginal, and I saw someone say the blue one was adorable, but other people said that it looked, boring and uninspired, and a lot of people don't like the fire one because it looks like a Sonic the Hedgehog character, and it's just kind of Neopetish, but I really like it.
I saw it, and I can't unsee it now.
Yeah.
Somebody had a picture of just toys in like just not Pokemon toys for the starters, and the green one was a green Furby, and I was like, oh no, I can't unsee this. But yeah, no, I think they look really cool too. Like I said, and I said this to you before, I'm just really excited to see what the bunny evolves into.
Yeah, I think so. I saw someone do an analysis of the meanings of all the names in every language, and it seems like the grass one is going to be some sort of dancing monkey.
Okay.
There was not much to go off on the bunny except for the fact that everything translated to fire except one of them translated to shock, so people are thinking maybe it's electric fire, but I really do think it's going to be a soccer player. It already looks like there's a big emphasis on soccer in that game, as there is in real world UK.
Yeah.
The water.
School still canceled?
Yeah, no, it was my dad. The water one, seems like it's going to be probably like an emotion-based water lizard. That's not really anything I just said, but like that's what the analysis I was looking up went on. But yeah, I am done deciding which Pokemon I'm going to use before seeing the third evolution. In X and Y, I did that. I didn't look at the third evolutions on purpose because I wanted to trust in my gut, and I wanted it to be a surprise. So I picked Fennekin that evolved into Delphox, maybe the worst fire starter ever, maybe. Worse than Emboar, definitely. Definitely, if I knew what they looked like, would have picked Greninja 100,000%. So I'm done doing that.
Okay.
Because I always say I pick fire, and I'm like, no, I pick fire. But like, if the fire one sucks, I'll pick water.
Yeah.
Um.
I'd never go grass. I think I'm the same as you. I'd pick fire, and then water.
Well, I did pick grass last time.
Oh, really?
I picked Decidueye
Oh.
because I thought it. Well, sorry. For Sun and Moon, I picked Incineroar. For Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, I picked Decidueye because he's just so cool. That's what it came down to. For that one, I was like, yes, fire. I want fire. Fire Dark is good. And then the second time around, I was like, man, Decidueye is so fucking cool. I gotta pick him. Oh, and I didn't even say they're called Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is like the farthest thing from a color that we've ever been. Because like X and Y and Sun and Moon aren't colors, but like
Right.
Sword and Shield's definitely not a color.
They're just objects.
Though, yeah, those are just objects. It looks like the legendaries are gonna be wolves based on the logo. So
Okay,
that would
yeah.
be cool. Yeah, they didn't show much, but like I said, they showed way more than they did last time, so that was good. And it's coming out. It said late 2019, so I wouldn't be surprised if we got a early December release like Smash
Yeah.
Brothers. But like, and so it begins. Like we're gonna get like a Pokemon update like every 2 weeks if they do it the way they always do it. So
That's exciting.
I'm excited for that. I love that. Pokemon I Choose You, the 20th Pokemon movie, was the one where they redid the first couple episodes of the anime.
Mm-hmm.
And they kind of changed a bunch of things. Like, it wasn't all Kanto Pokemon. Brock and Misty weren't there. It was just like it was like a nod to the series, but it wasn't really a faithful recreation. So when they announced that they were redoing Mewtwo Strikes Back, I was like interested. I'm really curious what they're gonna do. They're literally making a scene-for-scene recreation in full 3D, and it looks incredible. To its credit, they released an image the other day. They were like, "Look at all these Pokemon in 3D." Only Vulpix had fur.
Oh, really?
Yeah, only Vulpix had fur, which is like makes sense to me, Detective Pikachu, because everything has fur on that. Up in that.
I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about Mewtwo Strikes Back.
Yeah, I was. They showed Pokemon from Mewtwo Strikes Back rendered in 3D, and the only one that was covered in fur was Vulpix. Cut to Detective Pikachu.
Oh,
everything's covered in fur.
Right.
Pikachu,
I got that backwards. Yeah.
They just showed Snorlax in the new trailer. He's covered in fur for some reason.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jigglypuff is covered in fur. That, as much shit as I've been giving that movie, it is cool that we're getting a live-action Pokemon movie that's gonna be in theaters.
I hope they eventually all start being live action.
Well, I don't think the straight-to-DVD year
probably
we
not
get a
those.
Pokemon movie each year will ever do that. I mean, I wouldn't, especially with this one, I wouldn't be surprised if it had like a limited release in theaters. But I don't think those will ever be live action, especially because I feel like they gave live action movie rights to Legendary.
Yeah.
And like they're gonna. It's just, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Detective Pikachu is a weird start.
Mm-hmm. I'm with you.
And I don't get why people are excited about that movie, because I don't know anyone who's played that game. It's a piece of shit, as far as I've been told. It's a shitty Phoenix Wright clone that it's a bunch of QuickTime events and it's not good.
Yeah.
And they chose that to make a movie off of it. So I don't know, but I probably won't go see it. I really hope it does well so we get more, and I hope that the next one is, like you said, either an original story that we've never seen before or a recreation of like the part of the anime, or like a new original story with Ash or something.
That's the thing. I think if you're going to go with I mean, I guess technically this is somewhat of an original story based off the game, but just go all out. There's enough Pokemon. There's enough things you can do with that.
Yeah, there's enough.
Just make your own story.
There's enough regions.
Yeah.
There's enough different and like I feel like Pokemon, just because of how many regions there are and how much Pokemon content there is, I feel like that breeds a perfect opportunity for like okay, do we want to do an adventure movie, or do we want to make it a noir movie, or do we want to there's just so many different, it could be a fucking sports movie starring Pokemon. They can do whatever they want. Yeah, it's just it's just weird. It's just weird. Detective Pikachu is weird. And it doesn't help that Ryan Reynolds is just doing Ryan Reynolds' voice.
Yeah. I mean, God bless him. Perfect Deadpool.
Yeah.
Just
no,
being
I'm not
Ryan Reynolds.
See, I'm not. That's the thing. I'm not here declaring that Ryan Reynolds is a bad actor. It's just I know you're a good actor. You play Deadpool better than anyone could have imagined you could have. And then when they said voice Pikachu, you just used your normal I'm Ryan Reynolds talking voice.
And not your Danny DeVito voice.
That we all know you have. We know you have it. Okay, Chris.
Yeah.
I think it's time.
Okay.
Talk about Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh, man.
Because I know you finished it.
I did finish it. It's fantastic. I
What?
No, it is. I don't even know where to start. Do you want me to explain the game? Do you think I should explain start to finish?
I mean, don't give a scene by scene plot synopsis, but just explain why you liked it. Why did this game grab you in such a way that it did?
Just like Red Dead 1, it's just an amazing story. And I feel like there hasn't been a really great open world cowboy game ever. I don't even
Including
know
the
if
first Red Dead.
No, I'm saying when the first Red Dead came out. Sorry.
Yeah.
With this series,
Yeah.
I don't even think there is another open world cowboy game. But it's fantastic. The beginning of this game, I intentionally didn't want to know much about it because I wanted to go in surprised.
I mean, with such a story-driven game, I feel like most people can relate to that.
Yeah. And I'll be honest, it had been a few years before it had been like a year or two since I beat the first one. So there was I didn't catch on as quickly as I should have as to what was going on, but I think I caught on at the best moment. So you play Arthur Morgan, and he's part of a gang. They're on the run. Yes.
You're gonna spoil some stuff.
I am gonna spoil a little bit. So
Okay.
anybody who hasn't played the game yet, don't listen to me. And you're in a gang led by Dutch Vanderlyn, who is the main antagonist in the first game. I forgot that was the fact.
Oh, okay.
Um.
Just to clarify, I've never played either of these games.
Oh, okay. Well, get spoils away.
No, I'm fine with that.
So in the first Red Dead, you're John Marston, who's an ex-gang member who's trying to get his life back on track. Cops catch you, want you to hunt down the last remaining members of your gang. You do that, think you're off the hook. Then they come to your house and murder you in front of your family. End of game. It's fantastic, though. So, second one.
Oh, that's the scene. Sorry. That's the famous scene from Red Dead where you use the thing where you slow down time, but
Yeah.
it's not quick enough because there's like 100 guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I looked that up because I was so devastated. I was like, is there an ending where he doesn't die? And they were like, you can kill every person in that lineup. He's still going to die.
Damn.
The cutscene is still going to happen. He's still going to die. You cannot get out of it. And so that's the story of the first one. This one picks up, you're Arthur Morgan, you're in the gang, which I guess some people probably picked that up before I did. I forgot about Dutch. And you're on the run. And one of your gang members went out a few days beforehand to scout, and he never came back. So you go hunting, and you're on top of a mountain. This is all, like, it's winter. And your whole gang's going to die if you guys don't get out of there soon, but you got to find them and stuff. And you're on the top of a mountain, and these wolves come down, and you're shooting them. You're like, oh my god! And then it was amazing. He's going, you're searching for the guy, and Arthur's shouting out, John, John, and you're like, I was like, wait a minute, and he goes, John Marston, and then you see John Marston, and he has in the first game he has a famous scar, and you see him on the ground, and his face is cut up where the scar is.
Oh,
he just got clawed.
Cool.
By a wolf, and so you save John Marston. And I was like, "Oh my god, this game's a prequel!" That was the moment I found out, and I was like, "That's so insane." And so the game, I'm not gonna get into. There's so much to the story. I'm not gonna get into it, but I was anticipating the whole time. Well, in the first game, they brutally murdered the main character. I wonder what's gonna happen to him. Arthur Morgan being.
Yeah.
And sure enough,
And
halfway
I'm happy
through the
to
game,
announce.
halfway through the game, he gets tuberculosis.
Oh no, that's not
Which-
survivable.
Not
in the
not in
Old
those
West.
days. And it affects your stats. Your
Oh, shit,
stamina,
really?
your stamina and Deadeye drain a bit because you have tuberculosis.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Is that like shitty? Like.
No, it's not that bad. It's mainly your Deadeye, and honestly, I don't use Deadeye that much.
Oh okay. Because I
Um,
know that I think it was Far Cry 2 did this thing where you were sick the whole game, and it was just like constantly being poisoned, and
Well,
it like sucked.
so here's the thing. It was only halfway through the game. It did affect me a little bit, but not enough to get upset about it.
Okay.
And
Yeah, I'm cool with like messing with my like health and like stats a bit if it's not too like
Yeah.
if it's inconsequential.
Yeah, it was okay. It was well done. And this is a game where if you don't eat enough, you lose weight. If you and that goes for your horse too, and it affects how you play. If you're underweight, your health is up, your stamina's down because I'm sorry. I'm sorry, let me back up. If you're overweight, your health is up, your stamina is down because you're fat, but you're healthy.
Interesting.
If you're underweight, your stamina is up, but your health is down because you're
Yeah.
supposed to be weak, but you're skinny so you can run fast.
Oh, okay.
They just put a lot of thought into this game,
yeah.
and
I've never heard a eating like.
yeah,
There's been games with like weight and eating managing, but like it's usually a 1-bar scale of like, are you full? Great. Are
Yeah,
you not
yeah.
full? Then eat.
no, they did a fantastic job with everything. Every last detail is accounted for. So you're playing through the game, you get tuberculosis. Arthur comes to terms with the facts that he is not going to make it.
And I'm assuming when he does that, you also as a player do as
No,
well.
no, you hope.
No?
You hope, because here's the thing, they tease you. You can go on to your character and it says tuberculosis and there's a red skull and you're like, "Oh god, this is it." It says not easily cured, which makes you
that's
think
misleading.
there's
Yeah.
a chance it can be cured. And here's the thing, when you find out, because he goes to a doctor and he's straight up like, "You have tuberculosis," he's like, it can be cured,
Huh.
but it's not easy. You got to rest and stuff. Which I'm sure you'll understand why I'm hesitant to like say. I lost my train of thought. Sorry.
Right.
It makes you think it's possible to be cured, but
Yeah.
it's not going to be easy. You as a player have to take on responsibility, or there's alternate endings, which there is anyways, but we'll get to that in a minute.
So there is endings where he lives?
Well, no.
Oh.
You told me that.
Oh, yeah.
Remember we looked it up?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks. No, just we'll get to that in a minute.
Okay.
So he's now just trying to do as much good as he can in the
Okay.
time he has left. Meaning, there's a few people in the gang whose lives can still be saved in his eyes. That being John Marston, his wife Abigail, and their son Jack.
Oh.
So he does his absolute best to convince John he has to leave the gang.
Interesting. Oh my god, and that's how the first one starts.
That's so.
Because they're mad at you for leaving the game,
Right.
right?
Well, let me
Yeah. Go
build
for
up
it.
to that. So, last chapter, end of the game for Arthur Morgan. The gang splitting up. Apparently, Micah, who hates you, one of the members of the gang, has been an informant for the Pinkerton Detective Agency the whole time, who have been chasing you down the whole game. He tries to pin it on you. And you two are at the top of this rocky mountain beating the crap out of each other. There's 4 different endings. And it all comes down to you and John trying to escape from the Pinkertons. They finally caught up to you, and they're going to take you down. And you can either go get the gang's money or help John escape. There's 4 different endings. There's a good and bad meter, depending on how nice of a guy you've been in the game.
Right. Just like the first one, right?
Right.
Yeah.
The one I got was apparently the rarest and the best.
Oh, okay, cool.
I helped John. Me and Micah duke it out. Dutch intervenes. Can't decide between the two. Yeah, did you hear that?
Yeah, that's my cat.
Oh, okay. Can't decide between the two who to believe, and leaves you. Just leaves the two of you.
Oh, okay.
Micah storms off angrily. Arthur succumbs to his tuberculosis staring at the rising sun on the side of this cliff, and it's so sad. I can't remember the second ending is there's literally for the cliff scene a 1-sentence difference.
Oh, okay.
And I guess maybe the sun isn't as exciting or whatever. I don't know. But in the one I got, he says, "I tried my best to better myself." In the second one, he says, "We're all awful men," or something to that
okay.
effect. Down in, if you go for the money, I guess it's kind of the same thing. Either Arthur dies by his tuberculosis, I may be wrong about that, or Micah shoots you in the head, I believe is the other one.
Oh, yeah. So he always dies.
He always dies, no matter what the
just
ending
like
is.
the first one.
And then, so in the first game, you're like, okay, well, I've got all this cool stuff. Now John Marston's dead. Who do I play as? There's a time lapse, like 10 years, and now you're Jack Marston, his son.
His son,
And you play as his son. So in this game, I was like, okay, well, that's clearly not the end, because there's a ton of extra stuff I can do in this game. And it picks up, it says a few years later, and it picks up as John Marston and his wife and kid, and literally building his life as a wannabe rancher.
Oh, okay.
He starts
cool.
off with as a ranch hand, literally gets a loan from the bank, tries to make his own ranch, and literally you build the ranch he lives in the first game. In the game ends, credits rolling, 25-minute credits, by the way.
Oh my god, yeah, that's ridiculous.
But there's cutscenes in the middle, and it's literally the detectives trying to track down where the last member, John Marston, of the gang is.
which leads into the first one.
Yeah, but I'm sorry. Back up a second. Right before that, John Marston hunts down Micah and kills him.
Oh,
And John Marston doesn't actually kill him, but Dutch does, because he knows John is going to kill both him and Dutch, because they're both hiding out together. They
Yeah.
have been this whole time, since the death of Arthur. So you're like, who am I going to kill? Who am I going to shoot? And then Dutch shoots Micah, and then you're like, okay. And then the game puts you into Deadeye, and you're like, just shoot him. Just shoot the crap out of Micah. And then you do, and then Dutch walks off, and there's a bunch of money you can steal in the cabin they've been hiding out in. You take that, and
do you want to know?
Yeah.
Do they ever explain why you can use Deadeye?
they're just really good shots. They've
Okay,
been practicing
so
their whole lives.
I think it would have been a little cooler if
Arthur had a different skill.
no, well, maybe, but I was just gonna say I think it would be cool if the game didn't have Deadeye at all until that moment.
Oh,
and it
that
was
would have
like-
been cool.
It's like we don't explain how the superpower works, but this is the moment that he got it.
Yeah, yeah.
Because if you played one, you'd know what to do.
Right.
You're like, oh, this is Deadeye.
Well, you have Deadeye as Arthur too.
Right. That's
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. I think it would have been a bold choice if you do play as Jack again, but you just like play with toys in your bedroom, and like the last 2 hours of the game are just complete utter bullshit.
Well, sometimes, see, I got a little worried because I really didn't like the last few missions of 1, because it's literally just ranch work. It's busy work until the
yeah,
big
it's like
finale.
spend time with your son simulator.
Yeah, essentially, exactly, or work on the ranch. In this game, they made work on the ranch optional, kind of. They were like, you can work on
Good.
the ranch. If you do, you get, I call them good boy points. There's a
That's not what
there's a
they're
good
called.
guy, bad guy meter.
That is definitely not what they're called. Holy shit.
And it's optional. You can do that. There's a few ranch missions that aren't optional. But all the annoying stuff they don't really make you do.
Yeah.
You can choose to do it though, and I did.
Cool.
But yeah, it's pretty solid. Yeah, that's all I have to say about it.
Okay.
I really enjoyed the game.
Yeah,
I
I
like
mean, I
that
can
you
tell.
play as John Marston at the end. One really cool thing.
Sure.
Arthur has a hat the whole game, and I was like, this hat just doesn't look right on him. I keep taking it off. I don't want him to wear it, and I couldn't pin why I didn't like him wearing it. And there's some cutscenes where he just has it on, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna take that off the second I can. And at the end of the game, when he's with John, he's like,
you said John.
I'm sorry, Arthur.
Arthur
Arthur
has
has
a
a
hat.
hat the
Oh,
whole
okay.
game. Jeez, sorry. Arthur has a hat the whole game. Last scene with Arthur, he sees John, and he puts it on him, and I was like, oh my god, that's the hat John Marston wears
That's
in the
cool.
first game. That's why I don't like it on Arthur.
Because you know where it belongs.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, you can visit Arthur's grave in that game once he's
Oh.
dead.
Cool.
It's on the cliffside that he dies on.
Oh, cool.
There's like a cross, and it says Arthur Morgan and all that. But yeah, that's all I have to say about Red Dead.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
It's a good game.
seems like you liked it.
Yeah.
Would you say it deserves all the fucking awards it got at the Game Awards?
You know,
It got,
before
like,
I started
11 of
playing it,
them.
remember I said to you, I was like, I don't know, this game's coming out, this game's coming out, Red Dead's coming out, everybody's hyped about it. It definitely doesn't deserve a ton of awards. It does.
Okay.
Now that I've played through it, yeah, they
It
did a
didn't-
fantastic
It didn't
job.
win the big one. God of War still got Game of the Year, but it won like everything else.
Yeah,
The guy. Who
I'd say
voiced-
that's fair.
the guy who voiced Arthur. The only one I was upset about, I didn't care. The only one I was upset about is that the guy who played Arthur won for best voice actor.
He did a really good job.
There's no convincing me he did better than the detective from Detroit become human. That guy knocked
I
it
don't
out of the
know.
park.
Did he have to pretend he has tuberculosis and then die of it
No,
while talking?
he did have to
Because
pretend to be
Arthur
a
Morgan
robot.
did pretty. No, no. This guy, all the phlegm he must have gone through getting those scenes down, it's insane. He did a really good job. Also, just
Well, if you're basing a voice actor of the year award on phlegm, I think the guy who voiced Donald in Kingdom Hearts 3 is a pretty good run for that one.
no, I'm just saying, I could tell based off of his voice in that game how far along he was with his tuberculosis.
See, that's pretty cool.
I could just tell he was dying. I
See, I
could
didn't-
tell at some point
I
that
didn't
it was
know
getting
that.
so much worse.
I just heard guy who played Arthur Morgan. I was like, so he did a cowboy voice.
he
And
did
then
do a
he won. I
cowboy
was like,
voice,
He
but
won
then
for the cowboy voice.
but then he did a slowly declining, dying cowboy voice, and then I'm about to die
Yeah.
from tuberculosis cowboy voice.
That's slightly more impressive. Fun fact about the voice of Donald Duck, Tony Anselmo.
Yeah.
He has been the voice of Donald Duck that for everything that Donald Duck has been in since Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Really?
From Who Framed Roger Rabbit to Kingdom Hearts 3, including but not limited to DuckTales, the new DuckTales, the every video game, every short, it's always him.
That's cool.
His voice must be just he probably can't make another voice other than that one.
Oh man. But yeah.
I'm glad you talked about Red Dead for so long because I haven't played a game this week. I know
Oh,
that's,
fantastic.
I know that's unlike me. I literally haven't played Persona 5 since last time I talked about it. I've just been so busy this week between homework and D&D and the Umbrella Academy. I did play some Soul Calibur. Soul Calibur 6 had some costume DLC, and I don't know if I've showed you any of the costumes I made in Soul Calibur 6 or if I showed you that character creator
Yeah,
at all.
you've shown me it. I haven't seen it in a long time.
Okay, I guess I did have a thing to talk about. There's a thing in the character creator where you have objects, and if you manipulate the game enough, you can basically put this object wherever you want. So whenever I needed something that was like a circle, I was using an apple because there was no circle, and in the DLC, there is a sphere. And I was like more hyped for the sphere than I was for the lady pirate hat. I was like, a sphere? This changes everything. I literally went back and replaced all the apples with spheres.
Good.
Yeah, I don't even think that was this week. I don't even know. I've been doing so much work that I didn't get to play. But tomorrow is all day Persona for me. So
Nice.
I will definitely have more to talk about that game next week. I mean, I've been playing RE2 Remake with Alex, but we're not done with it. And I like what you did with Red Dead. I want to wait until I'm done to talk about it.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal. It might be my best, might be my favorite Resident Evil game, but it'll be hard to beat 7 because I love 7. But yeah, I mean, I think that's it. Like we said, we got to wrap up because Chris has got to get out of here. Yeah, so next week on the channel, Saturday, the least exciting of the announcements, it's Earthbound, like it always is. The strict recording schedule today solidified that this week, I still haven't decided when these podcasts are going to go up.
Well,
but
I mean, you could have a Thunder Day and play Tetris. I don't know how much I could talk about Tetris.
Well, I don't know how much I could talk by myself about it.
You know what? That's even more fair.
But yeah, I think these podcasts are going to come out on Monday.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure about that. Yesterday was Sonic. Next week will be Tetris 99, the new Tetris game. And then for the week, because like I said, we're not going to do Devil May Cry again 2 weeks in a row. We're going to switch it up. Next week, we're going to start Spider-Man, the new one for PS4.
I'm excited. I can finally play a not glitchy version of that game.
Ooh. Do you want to talk about that real quick?
Oh man, no. You know what? There's not enough time.
I mean, actually, yeah, we're going to play. We're going to be playing
Oh, yeah.
Spider-Man.
Honestly, I want to find a way we can edit the videos I took in the
I could do that as long as people are okay with a video you took of your TV off your phone.
Yeah,
but
my dog's in it though.
yeah, you're a cute ass dog. Yeah. But yeah, that's the podcast. Once again, sorry for it being so short. We'll definitely try to make them an hour long from this point on. Our theme song for the podcast officially is the live radio edit version, not live, the real the radio edit version of the song Sunny Day by Froggy and the Friendship. It's on their SoundCloud. It's the same song we use for our Let's Play, but the Let's Play is a 8-bit version.
Yeah, or 16. We're not
or
sure.
whatever. Yeah.
And that version's called Sunny Bit.
Yes. Yeah. 2 separate songs, both on their SoundCloud. They're a great band, great guys.
Yeah.
We've played out with them a couple times. They always bring a like awesome energy.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and they're great, and you should check them out. Because they were gracious enough to let us use their music. And here it comes. So enjoy that. And we will talk to you next week or tomorrow or whenever you whatever you end up watching. Until next time.
Bye.
See ya.
I like to live life, the most amazing video game. I